Hi, I'm Liz with Liz Toth Properties powered by eXp Realty. I'm a residential real estate agent in Raleigh, North Carolina. I hope you're doing well today. We are in the month of April. We have made it through the first quarter of 2024. It's hard to believe we are already in April. I hope you're having a great spring. Today's video is all about the real estate market. What's been going on here locally? What's gone on historically this time of year in the Triangle? We'll look at what's going on today. We'll finish up with some information on mortgage rates and projections on mortgage rates and what that's going to do to the real estate market. So I'm going to share my screen and we will get right into it. So I always like to start with the trend line. We're looking at the average sales price. We're looking at Raleigh, Cary, Durham, and the entire Triangle MLS. This number shows through March. We just got into April, so these aren't final numbers just yet for the month of March, but we're showing to have had a strong March when compared to March of 2023. So, and that's with regard to average sales price. So you can see a strong increase in the average sales price in all four areas: Raleigh, Durham, Cary, and the entire Triangle MLS. And a lot of folks say, hey, Liz, I know rates are higher now. They're around 7%. Doesn't that mean home prices are going to come down? The reason pressure has maintained on home prices is because we've had very low inventory levels. We still have demand here in the Triangle. We don't have enough homes to meet that demand. We're a long way away, which you'll see that in a second. We're a long way away from a normal and balanced market. So pressure has remained on the sales prices here in the Triangle. When we look at February, so we did have a full month of February. And these are the final numbers for February. You can see what the average sales price was. And you can see we're projecting an increase in the average sales price from February into March. And so that's not uncommon. March is really, we're getting into that spring selling season. It's our hottest time of year. So we see our business increase March, April, May. We peak in May, and then everything kind of trends down after May. So really a normal trend that we see typically this time of year in the Triangle. When we look at month supply, you can see all across the board below 2 months supply for the month of March, 2 months or less when we look at the month of February. Normal and balanced market is a 6 month supply. You can see we are a long way away from that. This chart goes up to 3 months. So you can see we haven't really seen more than a 2.5 month supply, except for 1 month, 1 or 2 months here really. And that was in the entire Triangle MLS, and that was fall of last year. When we look at, I always like to look at a lot further out to see, like, when was the last time we had a 6 month supply? You can see it's been several years since we've had more than a 6 month supply. August 2014. So we're coming up on about 10 years since we have had a normal and balanced market here in the Triangle. So we'll go back to our 1 year trend. When we look at days on market, and you're looking at February to March, no huge changes. It's pretty consistent. I mean, for February, the entire Triangle MLS averaged about 44 days on the market. That's still a fast turn. 45 days or less on the market is still pretty quickly. This is from the time a home comes on the market. It includes coming soon marketing. So if you see, homes that are coming soon, you can't do showings, but you can see the photos and stuff like that online, or they're coming soon. The number of days that a home is coming soon is now counted in the days on market. So from the time a home comes on the market, including coming soon, until they go under contract, that is the days on market. So for February, you can see entire Triangle MLS at 44 days, and then drops down to 43 days on the market in March. Again, these are not final numbers. We should have the final numbers here in a couple weeks. When we look at homes available for sale, and I'm going to get rid of the MLS here. Homes available for sale here in the Triangle. You may be hearing on the news here and there that we are seeing more homes come on the market. Not necessarily here in the Triangle. Our inventory is still down. When you look at March compared to last year, what we're projecting is that we did have less homes available for sale in March in Raleigh, Cary, and Durham than we did last year. New listings are trending up a little bit, which is good news. I mean, overall, new listings are down in Raleigh and Durham when compared to last year. In Cary, they're actually up, but you can still see that's a very small number, so 200 new listings. But you can see they're trending up since December, so that's good news. You can see more people getting ready, their houses ready, to put them on the market during this spring market, which is our hottest selling season. So you can see we trended up since December. December was really the low point. So we've gone up in January, February, and March. So hopefully we'll continue to see that trend increase and have more homes available for sale for all those buyers that are out there in the market today. And so that's what's gone on historically in the triangle. Looking at the first quarter basically of this year versus last year. I know March numbers are just projections at this point. We don't have the final numbers. So I did want to show you just at least in the triangle what happened through February, because we do have good numbers through the month of February. So in the entire triangle MLS, average sales price was up almost 3%. Our days on market, 47 days. This was actually down when you compare to last year. And new listings were up 23% compared to last year. And then our closed sales were down about 1%. How are we looking for March? When we look at what's under contract, we are projecting a decline. When we look at Raleigh, Cary, and Durham, we're looking at a decline March of this year, home sales versus March of last year. But we'll talk about that in a second as we get into what is going on in the real estate market today. So when we look at what's going on in Raleigh, Cary, and Durham today, there are 1,412 listings currently available for sale. This includes anything that's coming soon. And when we look at what percent or what number is of this 1,412 are new construction listings, these are going to be quick move-in homes that are in some stage of construction. When we look at what is new construction, there's about 530 new construction homes currently available for sale listed in the MLS. One of the things I always mention is if you're looking at new construction, not everything gets posted online, not everything gets posted in the MLS. So definitely, if you're searching for new construction or you're starting your home search and considering new construction, definitely connect with me to learn what else is available in those new construction communities that may not be showing in the MLS, or they may be planned and just not started yet or put in the MLS yet. So 530 new construction homes currently available for sale in Raleigh, Cary, and Durham. And when we take new construction out, just over 1,400 homes available for sale. What is currently under contract in Raleigh, Cary, and Durham? 1,933 homes are currently under contract and will close sometime in the foreseeable future. When we look at what percentage or what number are new construction, of that 688, almost 700 homes are new construction homes that are currently under contract. Again, these are quick move-in homes, or they could be pre-sale homes that have been entered into the MLS. And not all of the new construction is represented here, so they don't put every single new construction home that goes under contract in the MLS, so there's probably even more that are not listed. And what has closed, I'm going to look at, we're going to look at what closed last month. So I talked a little bit about what happened in the month of March. Right now, our numbers are showing about just over 1,000 sales last month in the month of March. March of 2023, we sold just over 1,200, right around 1,210 homes. So we are going to see a decline in sales, real estate sales, March 2024 when compared to March 2023. Now, a lot of this has to do with low inventory levels, which we looked at when we looked at our trends just a little bit ago. So that's one of the main reasons why we're seeing a decline in sales is we just don't have the homes available for sale that for all the buyers that are currently out there in the market. So that is what's going on in the triangle today in the real estate market. I wanted to finish up with some information on mortgage rates. I know that has been a hot topic lately. So here's where they are as of March 28th. They dropped slightly. Where are they at today? Well, I always like to watch mortgage or look at Mortgage News Daily. So as of today, according to Mortgage News Daily, their 30-year fixed is just over 7%. So they dropped slightly, hardly, from March 21st to March 28th. And then as of today, just over 7%. What is going to happen? There are a lot of experts projecting that mortgage rates will come down, but a lot of that has to do with whatever the Fed decides to do with interest rates. So the latest meeting, the committee decided to maintain the target range for the federal funds at a rate of 5.25% to 5.5%. So they've held steady this last meeting, but they do maintain that there are 3 cuts coming sometime this year. And so when those cuts come, that is going to influence mortgage rates, and we'll start to see mortgage rates come down. A couple of quotes here that basically, when are we going to see those rate cuts? Well, the expectation is that the Fed would start to cut rates at some point between June and September. So the exact timing really depends on how the economic data looks. So the Fed's March meeting did not set a prospect of near-term interest rate cut, but a summer cut appears likely. That's according to Forbes. And then we also have, according to Freddie Mac, we expect inflation to eventually moderate in the short run. A growing economy will keep inflation above that 2% target level. So we expect the Federal Reserve not to cut rates until summer at the earliest. So that's really what a lot of the experts are using this data to determine what the mortgage rate projections would be. The Feds are worried about cutting rates and then seeing that inflation rate spike. So that's what the big concern is, and that's why they're kind of holding steady. But you don't want to hold steady too long, because then that's going to have a different impact on the economy. So that's really what they're talking about, is we may potentially see rate cuts starting this summer. So I would say, keep an eye on the news and everything like that starting around June. Mortgage rate projections. So these are 3 experts, and they're projecting, what's going to happen with mortgage rates by quarter. So we just finished the first quarter. The average of all 3 of these experts is right around almost 6.8%. And that's really, if you look back here at this slide, we ended up at 6.79 towards the end of March. So, not far off from where the projections were. What's going to happen in the second quarter? We may see a slight drop. The third and the fourth quarter is really where it's projected that we may see a good decline in mortgage rates. Now, a couple of things. We will see lower interest rates. And as a result, you're going to see more people get into the market. And I know I've talked about this a lot on other videos, but I would say if you're a buyer, there is an opportunity today to get into the market. A lot of people really haven't jumped in yet, but they're going to as the rates start to come down. So that's just something to keep in mind. If you're looking for a home right now, if you can swing it at the higher rates, it makes sense. You're going to lock in your fixed pricing. Lock in your pricing today and, get into a home, because also as rates come down, more buyers get into the market and then prices go up. So you can lock in at a lower price today versus waiting 4 or 5 months for rates to start to come down. So that's what I'm really encouraging folks, is if you're a buyer in today's market, don't wait, because you will pay higher prices later. And then this chart here is just showing what the actual rates have been. And this goes back to 2018. I always like to look at this. This is a 30-year fixed rate. It really shows what interesting, as we got into the pandemic, how rates dropped below 3%. And then 2022, we saw such a huge, one of the fastest surges in interest rates in history. And then what it's projected to do going into 2024 and 2025. So just something to, if you're planning, especially if you bought a home recently at higher rates, this information can be helpful for you in determining, hey, when does it make sense for me to refinance and get a lower rate and start to save some money? So this is good information. The other thing that I really like is, I love this slide too, because this really illustrates what goes on in the marketplace. Now, we have low inventory. We still have demand. Demand is softer because rates are higher. And so this really demonstrates what happens. And this is especially good, I think, if you're a buyer and you're waiting for the rates to come down, what happens to demand as the rates come down. So this shows you, right now, if rates are over 7, like they're 7 to 7.5%, that buyer demand is going to be pretty weak. If you're in the 6.5 to 7% range, it's going to be limited. Once it drops below 6.5%, that's when we're really going to see things change with buyer demand. So 6 to 6.5%, that buyer demand gets good. And if it goes between 5.5 and 6, we have really strong buyer demand. Now, this is important because even at the higher rates today, we are still seeing homes get multiple offers because we don't have the inventory available for the number of buyers we have out there. So if you're waiting, as rates come down, more buyers are going to enter the market. It's going to get more competitive. So hopefully that information is helpful for you. If you have questions about buying or selling a home here in the Triangle and you're thinking about making a move, don't hesitate to reach out. If you're considering the Raleigh Durham area, check out my YouTube channel, Welcome to Raleigh. There's a lot of great videos on there. There's buyer tips, seller tips, community tours, city tours. There are more videos like this that really give you an idea of what's going on in the Triangle real estate market. I look forward to talking to you again soon, and I hope you have a wonderful day.